I'm Inos, manager and owner of Horticulture Records based in Peterborough. We've been running for about 4 years now, just trying to bring sort of like the proper hip hop sound back and sort of give the local scene a sort of somewhere for the artists to release their music and get each other heard and stuff. So
I go by the name Lambchop 47. I'm based in Cambridge, neighbour city to Peterborough, where Inos comes from. And for the past 2 years, I've been running an event promotional platform for local artists and around surrounding cities to come and rap and shine a light, if anything. It's recreated a culture in Cambridge that was lacking since probably Cambridge. For the past 2 years, it's been live performances. So each artist gets, say, 15 minutes to 40-minute time frame to perform. But battles and kind of doing different merge of events with jungle, D&B, dance music is starting to be on the horizon of expanding what the events have been. I think the difficult thing with Cambridge is a university-owned city, basically. So literally half of it, town centre, they have the say in everything. You know, the sound levels, what music kind of gets played, and I think it's really techie to get venues in Cambridge, you know. And I think COVID had a big impact on every city. I think in the levels of university town, there's, you know, you got the one that's accessible to anyone coming out of grades, but we're talking about like the Cambridgeshire, like universities, you know, and I think this is a very more
posh.
Yeah, I would say posh or just category of people where I don't think hip hop or rap is their go-to, you know what I mean? And it's kind of overruled with a lot of club nights, and they have hip hop nights, but they're playing just stuff that's charting right now, basically. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know, it's hard to have that scene, but I think we've been creating it, not just me. I can't take credit for that. It's the community around it, you know, and I think it's merging and growing into more things. There's normally new people all the time, and it's kind of like flipping, we need to merge out of Cambridge. We're running out of rappers in a sense, but there's definitely some Skallywag affiliates. Inos has been present for multiple events as well, especially Words, AJ. And we had a Galentine's event just in Christmas, and it was only female lineup. And we had around 8 all-female artists performing, rapping, singing, playing guitar, ukulele, and yeah, it was mighty.
So I decided to start a label in around 2000 purely because Peterborough had a wicked hip-hop scene. Back in like late 90s, we used to be out 2 events a month, always popping off. We had big artists coming down and performing regularly. It was brilliant. And then all of a sudden just gone dead. And our city has took away all our clubs, all our bars, nothing. There is literally nothing, nowhere to go. And there's a few artists I've known around Peterborough, but no one was really working together and helping promote each other. They were all in their own separate lanes and no one was really actually getting anywhere. So I just wanted to try and bring everyone together, and originally to try and recreate the Peterborough scene, which we've tried. It's not really happening. Peterborough's drum and bass and cocaine. That's what they like. So yeah, we focus more on sort of Cambridge, Leicester, moving towards London, and we've been getting a lot more success that way. Well, in Peterborough, it was just the lack of clubs. The council, they've shut everywhere down. We used to have 8 or 9 bars we could walk between on a Friday, Saturday night and guarantee a good night. Now there's one club, which you wouldn't want to go in, and a few shitty bars, and that's it. Everything I've done for the label, I've done from zero budget, just me hustling on my own, pulling together what I can to do it. So yeah, we're trying. We've put on events. They've mostly ended up costing me money, but we still do them. But yeah, Peterborough, it's just a hard city to work in. It's not a very creative place. Regularly voted the worst place to live in the UK. Go to another city, the attitudes are better, the people are more willing to work with each other. Whereas you go out in Peterborough on a night out, all you get is attitude and trouble and drama. Whereas in Cambridge, probably because of the students and stuff as well, it's a lot more open plan, everyone's a lot nicer. I find going out in London's nicer than going out in Peterborough.
Cambridge.
Yeah, Cambridge is much nicer. Cambridge is much nicer. Cambridge is a lovely place. Well, that's the other thing we do a little bit different. Instead of signing artists and having them locked down, because I'm trying to help them sort of progress, I don't want them to be tied down to me and then get an offer and then they feel they can't do it because they're signed to me. So we just sign it project by project. So if someone comes in with an album and says, I want to put this out, if we like it and we think we can work with it, we'll put it out and we'll do the contract for that album. But they're not tied down to us. So if then they get an offer to go work at a bigger label, they can go. Like, that's what we want them to do. I don't want people to progress. I don't want to feel like they're stuck with me because they're signed to a contract and they feel they can't progress further in their career. I want people to move forward. Yeah, it's a project by project, and the contracts last for 5 years. And if I don't, from that end of that 5 years, if we're still selling it, the label has the choice to extend it. But if it's, say, we're not done nothing with it, or it's not really took off or whatever, we can decide, and I'll give them the full rights back, and I'll give them their full, at the end of that contract, they get their full rights, their full ownerships, their masters, everything. And that'd be it. Yeah, it was more traditional boom bap sort of sound, traditional sampled. I like vinyl sampled beats. I like try and bring scratch DJs in as much as possible and stuff like that. All the other elements of hip hop as well. Where with the graffiti stuff as well, I think that's important. It's a big part of hip hop. Yeah, so I try and bring everyone together. We're struggling with breakdancers these days though. We're hoping to release our new group, Osiris Rex's album, on vinyl at the end of the year, but it depends on funds again. It's very hard, and it's hard to get small runs of vinyl done and without any sort of financial backing. So we'll get there eventually. I definitely want vinyl. Right, well, I started music, got into music when I was 15, like hip hop and that, production. Went to Cambridge College and learnt my production skills and everything. And then got into partying and raving, basically, and it all kind of fizzled off. And then I had a child, tried doing the normal life, didn't work out. I still see my daughter every day and all the time and that, but she don't live with me. But and then, yeah, I just got to a point where I was thinking, I'm in my 30s now. If I don't do something soon, it's going to be too late. So I thought, I'm going to give it this next 10 years. I'm going to put my heart and soul into it and see if we get anywhere. And there's been definite progression every year from where we started off, just, do you know what I mean, just barely trying to get views on anything, to last year we played over nearly 40 gigs all around the country. We're starting getting bookings for this year as well. So played in Amsterdam a few times and bits and bobs. So yeah, it's definitely going the right direction. I think it's hip hop's a hard scene to break through in compared to other types of music, because all of the listeners are also artists or involved in hip hop in another way. Whereas in rock music, you've got your listeners and your artists, don't you? The other problem today is no one tells their mates they're shit at rapping, so everyone thinks they can fucking rap. I just wanted a collective of artists that I liked and being able to get our music out and having a bit of control about how it's done, rather than relying on a bit of luck for someone else to spot our music, or being on that independent, just straight on my own. I was wanting to help push, and obviously because I don't rap as well, as I'm just a producer, so it helps me get music out as well with various different artists, and yeah, we all just help each other out.
What made me start that, I think, like I mentioned earlier, the lack of hip-hop events in Cambridge, in my own city. Do you know, I found myself going to London a lot for gigs, and I think me and a collective of people, big up Rhetoric, who founded Skallywags with me, we did our first ever event. We was just freestyling down the river, and a manager walked past us. He was like, do you guys want to do an event? And we went and did it. We freestyled through an aux. We had an aux connected to speakers and just freestyled the whole time. And after that, it sparked something in my mind. Why seek and desire something, but you can create it? So that's when I kind of tapped in. I was like, let's do this. I searched up some events and kind of started looking at events differently when I went to events myself. I was like, okay, there's a DJ, there's the lighting, there's a sound tech. And I spoke to these people and saved up some money all out of my own pocket, as well as with the album, and invested into a couple of events at a venue called 66, and it's only grown from there, where I've met amazing artists, created a bit of a family off through music, if anything, you know. And now that sparked something in me. I don't think I can stop it, you know. You got to conquer your community footage, you know what I mean, and create that community. Like, what is a man without community? That's what my nan says. So I think we all seek that as being hip hop heads, do you know what I mean? And it brings us all together to unite, and that's the goal. What kind of audience? So there's a lot of artists who come, so it's a lot of their families. And as well as that, we get walk-ins as well. I try and keep it a little old school and do street flyering on the night. So I'm handing out flyers to all these drunkens and stuff who ain't thinking there is hip hop in Cambridge, and they end up coming. And luckily we got these computers in our pockets now, so we've got a fair few of loyal people to come, and they come in every time. I'm whack with the terminology, but I don't know. There's a lot of affiliates that are going through this, as well as I'd like to big up Remedy from Cambridge, who started a hip-hop show, and that has brought a whole big following to that, and he's been probably the resident DJ in most events I've done. And that's a big reach as well. Like a platform like this where he interviews people. It's turned into a podcast now, but yeah, I'd like to big up Remedy. I wouldn't have probably got that reach without him. But the crowd shows off, you know, everyone's loving it. I actually managed to get some university students to come, and they were like, wow. They couldn't believe the scene like this was in Cambridge. I think outsiders perceive Cambridge as posh, you know, but I don't know, there's like Nipsey says, a lot of people say there's a ghetto everywhere, right? And, you know, and I think the divide in Cambridge is very big, and I think I'm very passionate to get rid of that divide so much. The first 3 events we didn't charge anyone. And then we do events, if it's a venue where I don't have to pay for it, I'm not charging anyone, you know, I'm not putting tickets on the door. If it's a venue I have to pay for it, we charge tickets on the door, that will do the cost of the venue, and then I'll offer all the artists the money, we calculate the money from it, and a lot of artists turn around and say, keep the money chops, put it back into the venue, you know, and they see the vision of what it's creating. And I think the goal is to get Junction, which is probably I'd say biggest
Yeah, it's
venue.
the biggest, most known venue in Cambridge.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think rise up some money from that and maybe book a headliner which will bring a big crowd from even more surrounding cities, from London or something like that, and give every artist who's been for the past years at the events the stage to perform, to open up for this bigger artist. I think that's the aim. And then hopefully take this to New York. Do you know what I mean? That's a big tick in my big box I want to tick off in my life. I want to do an event in New York and bring a lot of these Skallywags affiliates with me with it. You know, I think it's possible. It's already been done, so. And I think it's starting to merge over quite a lot now as well.
Well, this year I've just set up a new group called Osiris Rex. We're trying to bring that proper live hip-hop show back, whereas the DJ now is, as much as the group, important part of the group is, say, the MC. There's no front man. We want to try and take it away, because it seems like DJs started hip-hop. There wouldn't be no hip-hop if it weren't for the DJs, and now they're an afterthought, stood at the back and just mixing the songs that don't really do nothing. So we want to try and bring that DJ as the main performer of the group as much as the MC. So we've written a whole album, like written it to be performed, lots of back and forth between the DJ, lots of turntablism, scratching and beat juggling all throughout. Yeah, and we're going to try and get a lot of festival bookings and that, 'cause I think that will really go down well with the festival sort of scene. So that's my sort of goal currently for that, is to get that out. We've also got loads of dope features on the album as well, which we thought would help get it shared around and spread around to new listeners as well. And then apart from that, just try and get as many bookings for our artists as possible, get them spread around the country, get them known, and yeah. Well, with the group, we've just tried to write the songs so as the DJ's got an intimate part in the song. So that turntable is an instrument, and it's an important, like the main instrument in the song pretty much. There's the beat and the sample, but we have a lot of back and forth. So instead of it just being, say, like on the hook, instead of just the MC singing the hook, it's sort of like do a lot of question and answer with the DJ scratching the replies back and stuff like that. And it helps, like, it's interesting for the crowd rather than someone just being stood there. And then if it's well performed as well, instead of something like not just looking at each other, like, but do you know what I mean? If it's well performed and they make a point of going towards the DJ so the crowd sees what he's doing as well, I think that will help sort of bring his recognition up. And JTL's amazing. Once you hear him scratch, he pretty much blows everyone's mind.
Fire, man.
And he's effortless.
No, this is coming out of our own pocket. I did try and look into getting a grant, but this was like a youth grant, and now I'm getting a bit older. It just didn't happen. But I believe we are capable to do that without the sponsors. You know, of course, it would be nice to get sponsors, and if that's even a possibility, it's something I would definitely work with, and I think it's something that would definitely help, you know?
We need to get Strawberry Fair this year.
Yeah, so Strawberry Fair, they've got a big festival. Yeah, it's a big festival in Cambridge, probably one of the biggest ones, free festival. And that's funded by charities and a lot of charity work and stuff. We've managed to get two artists performing there. Like Remedy has more so from the forefront, and that's Jay Had a Dream. And then as well as that, there's BSP, which is a collective with Big Smash, Tyler the Artist, Rhetoric, me as well associated with it, and Elenita and Lily Mae, two like R&B soul singers. And they have 40 minutes each. But ideally next year, I'd love to get a whole Skallywags, whatever the brand is, tent, where it lasts all day kind of thing, do you know? And we can have open mics and stuff like that. And I think October is, for like around Halloween, is something I really want to look into getting like a bigger act coming to Cambridge for like a Halloween theme event or something along them lines. But just continue doing the monthly, and I think say yes to Inos when he's bringing me down to this. And I think our cities isn't the centre of the world, and I think a lot of people get caught up in that. And I think I need to go to more places, you know, and connect with other rappers, event promoters, and maybe even do like a East Coast tour kind of thing, and hit Bristol and stuff as well.
Well, Wordsworth, obviously I brought with me today, Mr. B, and then one of my very best friends in the world, Jay Cliff. He's an amazing producer. He's been producing hip hop for a long time. He's recently started rapping, and normally when someone's recently started rapping, it's, you know, not great, but he's incredible. He has literally put in 10, 20-year MCs to shame. And he produces all his own stuff as well. So yeah, he's definitely one to look out for. He's someone I'm going to be putting a lot of effort into promoting this year. He's got a single coming out soon, music video that he's just been to Amsterdam and filmed a video for. So yeah, he's definitely one to look out for. Osiris Rex, which is our new group, which is coming out with first single probably next month. That's what we're hoping, and that's really what the main plan to push this year is for them. And then just, yeah, bookings.
What emerging artists coming out of Cambridge? I like discuss Jay Had a Dream, Tyler the Artist, Be Lucky, Jay and Beats, Kid Promise. There's quite a few. AJ Hardgreaves, my right hand with these events as well.
Yeah, big up AJ.
Yeah, big up AJ. You come down with us today. You catch the cypher. Big Smash, I think Rhetoric, I don't know if I'm repeating myself. There's an artist called Nomadia, and amazing singer. I think ones to check out, and Lambchop 47.